still in shock, but I'm starting to think now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about this shit, and while my mom crying, I'm telling her to calm down, like all this other shit, and I'm just telling her I'm just gonna call her back. I just thought I was gonna call her back because I just wanted to think. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking and I'm starting to figure out like, yo, damn, it was this fucking dude. You know what I'm saying? So now I call my mom back and I'm just talking to her. I'm like, Mom, about to figure this out. Don't worry. Like, I don't think this shit is real. Like, I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So literally, as soon as I got off the phone with my mom, this is like 1 o'clock. I go fucking down the fucking Cardoza Medical Center and get tested. I went and got tested that same day, and it was crazy that I was even able to do that. Like, I literally went there and I was probably tested and out of that joint by like 4. You know what I'm saying? Went there like 1 was out, and that's no time for real to just walk in somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, now I done got my test results, and now I'm like sitting, and it was just so crazy. I go in there to get tested, and the lady, I go back there, take a little piss test, or do whatever the fuck I had to do. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm sitting out here waiting for the test, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like this is like my life could change right now. You get what I'm saying? Like completely change. So I'm like, yo, like, okay, I need to find out what the fuck is going on. And it's like, I'm just so anxious, but I'm not in control of this situation. I want to get up there and ask this bitch, like, what's taking so long? You know what I'm saying? Because after I took my test, after they tested me, I was just out there in the waiting room waiting for another, like, hour. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like tripping. Like I want to get up there. Every time I see somebody's face, I'm like hoping they make eye contact with me so they can let me know my results. You know what I'm saying? So when they finally called me back, the lady like, I'm like, yeah, so she like, yeah, hi Mr. George, and trying to talk to me and being all nice and shit. And I'm like, yeah, well, like, what's the results? Like I literally cut her off. That's how I said it and everything. She was being nice or introduced her. You're like, yo, what's the results? Like, what's up? What's the results? She was like, relax, Mr. George, you're fine. Like, what's wrong? So now I started explaining to her this, like, ma'am, I just got this letter from this guy. He, and it says it's the Department of Health that I had HIV and I came out here to get tested and blah blah blah. She was like, no, Mr. George, you don't have anything. Like, you're completely fine. You shouldn't worry. You know what I'm saying? And actually, you could sue whoever did this because blah blah blah. You could just really take them to court for that. You know what I'm saying? She was like, yeah, you should figure that out now because that's illegal. They're using the Department of Health seal. They're doing all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, you're right. So now I'm just relieved that she said the test was negative. While she was talking, it was like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just thinking like, yo, this test is negative. I can like go from here. You get what I'm saying? So, all right, now I go back home. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking like, yo, this shit is crazy, you know what I'm saying? So by the time I get back home, I call my mom back, let her know everything was cool, you know what I'm saying? Calm her down. And now I'm talking to her, and she tells me that she just got a call from some of my family in Whiteville that they just got the same letter at my grandmother's house. And at this time, my grandmother had been dead for like a year or two already, I think. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like she got it. My cousins and shit got it. People whoever seen the mail got that mail. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm thinking like that was some shit that was the icing on the cake for me. Like, yo, that was this motherfucking landlord who did that shit. Cause he the only person in my life right now. Cause I don't just be talking to motherfuckers. People don't know my information. You know what I'm saying? So this motherfucker was the only person who had that information who could have done that. The only person. You get what I'm saying? And it's like just so crazy. Now I'm fucking I'm infuriated thinking about this shit. You got my mom and people calling me crying. You got my family thinking I got fucking AIDS. You know what I'm saying? All over some fucking bullshit eviction, bro. You can't handle this shit like a man. Like you never had to evict somebody. This is how you act. Me and this dude never had no negative altercation before the whole money issue. Everything was cool. I just slightly started to not as talk to him as much as usual because I noticed that he was kind of acting weird towards me. You know what I'm saying? But it was never no altercation. You know what I'm saying? And went from the money thing to this dude just acting like a fucking bitch. When he could have just evicted me and did whatever the process he needed to do professionally. But that's not the route that he went. This dude sent letters to me, my mom, my grandmother in 3 different fucking states. I'm in D.C., my grandma in North Carolina, and my mom in Virginia. You know what I'm saying? 3 different fucking states that sending letters that I have AIDS and doing all this shit. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you, completely changed my perspective on people and just like people are full of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even regret saying this, man. There are people on this earth, man, that deserve every negative thing that happens to them. You get what I'm saying? I don't wish death on anybody, but this man literally just wished death on me. So what do you expect? What do you think I'm thinking? You get what I'm saying? Although I would never harm this man, I am past this situation. But if I found out this man fucking blew the fuck up, I wouldn't care. I would actually be pretty happy. You know what I'm saying? Because I did nothing to deserve that. Nothing to deserve that. And this man literally tried, like, change my perspective on how I view and interacted with people and my trust when it came to people. And just could have changed how people looked at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just doing that could have just been so destructive. Unnecessarily destructive at that. Because I did nothing to this man but not pay him his rent. That, like, landlord-tenant issues, like, that go on every day, all day. You get what I'm saying? And this man did all of that because of me and his views of me. And that's why I brought up the whole gay thing. Like, hindsight, all this dude was probably fucking flirting with me. This dude was a fucking weird dude. He seemed like an old gay man. He may have had HIV himself. You know what I'm saying? He trying to push that on me because he know what his fate is. You know what I'm saying? It was just so weird. Because that's the only thing. Why am I evoking so much emotion from you, bro? I wouldn't go out of my way to do some shit like this to my worst enemy. That's a bitch's mentality. That's how women act. You want to do some clown shit. It was just so crazy. So now knowing that this man was the one who sent all this shit out, now it's just like, now I have nothing but anger and vengeance in my heart. But what can I do? I'm not going to hurt this man. Although I wanted to. You get what I'm saying? But he was an older dude. I would have felt bad doing that. Because I know that's not what he gonna resort to ever. This man will call the cops. He like that type person. You know what I'm saying? And he's an older man. What the fuck I'm gonna get out of beating and fuck up an old man? You get what I'm saying? But it was just the fact that this dude did this. I'm telling you, it was just crazy to me, man. Crazy. But, yeah, though, so as the situation went on, it was like, so now I'm still in the whole eviction process. Now when this motherfucker come around, I'm flipping the fuck out on him. Every time I see him, I'm flipping out. Yeah, I know you sent those letters to me, you fucking pussy. Talking just crazy to him. Every time I seen him. Nothing but disrespect. Every time I seen this dude. Every time I seen him. And which became rare and rare. Like for the next 2 months, I might have seen this man twice. If that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was on this dude every time I seen him. I wanted him to know that I knew he did that shit. You get what I'm saying? But honestly, I was more glad that it wasn't true. Because I'm telling you, that shit was so shocking and like devastating to me at the time, bro. It was like, I literally felt like my life had just ended. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy, man. It was just crazy how it just changed everything in that 1 second. Just getting off work, walking in, pulling a letter off the wall, and immediately changing my life. So I'm glad that wasn't true. But I really hated this dude, man. And I can't say that I have any positive perspective towards him now. I still feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I'm just past the situation. And that's something that I'm trying to work on. Trying not to like just linger and hold on to things. Because that's one thing about myself, man. I really feel like I can hold a grudge until I die. Effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I truly don't care. And it's like I like detach from people is so easily. Especially if I really there was no initial attachment there anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what happens to you. And this is with like ex-friends. So just imagine a motherfucker I never really fucked with from jump, and then you do some shit like this. You get what I'm saying? It just made me look at, like, it's like, man, fuck everybody for real. But of course, that's not how I feel. You know what I'm saying? But that was one situation, it like really tarnished my perspective of people. Because that's something that I would never do, and I still cannot understand to this day why somebody would do something like that. I would rather this man done anything else directly towards me than doing some indirect shit like this. Anything. He could have came and threw my clothes out, burnt my shit up, did anything. Do some shit that's like some masculine shit, bro. Some, okay, you gonna play it like this, I can retaliate. What I'm gonna do? Mail your people some shit? What? I'm not that type person. You know what I'm saying? If we men, if we not gonna handle this shit like men, I don't wanna handle it at all. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm telling you, it's just crazy, man, and that shit just lingers. That's something I think about this situation at least once a week, at least once a week, because it's just so crazy to me that this man would really do that, and that you had the time to do that in your life, and that you thought so much of me to go out of your way to do so much. Cause this is not like a joke. You can't just like okay, I get you copied and pasted it and all of that, but this took time, bro. So for him to do that, man, I'm telling you, it just blew my mind. So for anybody even hearing this story, bro, like I'm telling you, man, like these are like why I want to make shit like this and make these videos. Like I'm literally sitting in my apartment by myself, you know what I'm saying, just telling this story right now. Because this shit is really a part of my life, and once I leave this earth, this is something that I want people to hear. This is why this is the book of Shawn, just like the book of anyone else in the world. Anybody can write their story. This is a video diary right now. And again, it ain't for everybody to see. I want this story to be out in the world. Because it's a true story, and I cannot believe that it even happened to me. I always thought about this shit, man. Like, this is the craziest thing. This is some movie shit. Movie shit. And all within a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? And there's more to the story. I ended up getting evicted. As I was in the eviction process, I'm laying in my bed, like, after all of this shit, man, and I just knew they was coming anytime after then. I'm just laying in the bed and literally laying in the bed, and they just come take me out the joint. Like, oh yeah, he come in there with some police people and shit. And they knock on my door like, yeah, you got 20 minutes to get all your personal belongings, your wallet, your phone. I mean, not even 20, 10 minutes to get your shit and get out. Everything else, they threw my shit in bags and threw me out on the curb. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I saved up money because I ain't paid this nigga no rent for the last 3 months. You know what I'm saying? I had saved my bread. I was kind of prepared for that situation. I went and got a storage unit. I called a cab to come pick me up at the time. You know what I'm saying? So the situation ended up working out. It could have been worse, you know? But at the same time, man, that was one of the biggest things. And to still have evidence of this shit is just like crazy, man. Crazy. And it just goes to show me that, man, I'm a lot more important to other people than I may think. You know? Because obviously I was somebody to this dude for him to go do all of this for. You know? Although it was some bullshit, it just goes to show, like, man, like, motherfuckers really, you just gotta watch how you interact with people, because your presence and your interaction may carry a lot more weight than you think it does. You know what I'm saying? Because it just made this dude act like a complete bitch. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, man, I just had to tell this story, man, and to anybody who knew about this shit, man, this shit was crazy, man. All my family, like, man, I don't got fucking AIDS. I know this shit was years ago. You know what I'm saying? But that's where that shit came from. And I don't think that I ever explained this story or told nobody about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I just let it go because I was glad that it wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to know, man, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? A nigga was out here acting crazy at one point in his life, but never had no fucking STDs that I couldn't get rid of. You know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy that this dude just sent out this lie about me like that. You know what I'm saying? Not even knowing me, not even knowing my family, not knowing shit. Just trying to, like, tarnish my name. And for what? You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, bro. But yeah, again, it was another experience in life, man. That's why this the book of Shawn, man. I got a lot more stories, you know? Like, good and bad. But yeah, though, this is one of those stories that I'm telling you, it really affected me, and affected me as a person. I feel like it's going to affect me for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? And I just want that effect to be more positive than negative, because for a while it was negative, and it had me on some bullshit with a lot of people unnecessarily. Not like no crazy bullshit, but just my demeanor towards people had changed because I just felt like you can't really trust nobody. And I still kind of feel that way, but there's a lot of people that you can trust, and I know that too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, this video a little long, but I had to tell this story, man, and let people know. But yeah, though, that's another crazy story from my life. But yeah, that's the end of this video.